holy vision sees all things as pure. My holy vision sees all things as pure. My holy vision sees all things as pure. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today and studying A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students. We're reading from Lesson 263 in the original edition here on Wednesday, September 20th of 2023. My holy vision sees all things as pure. And that reminds me of a Bible verse. Well, let's just read the lesson, then we'll talk about Titus chapter 1, verse 15. Father, your mind created all that is. Your spirit entered into it. Your love gave life to it. And would I look upon what you created as if it could be made sinful? I would not perceive such dark and fearful images. A madman's dream is hardly fit to be my choice instead of all the loveliness with which you blessed creation, all its purity, its joy, and its eternal quiet home in you. My holy vision sees all things as pure. And while we still remain outside the gate of heaven, let us look on all we see through holy vision and the eyes of Christ. Let all appearances seem pure to us, that we may pass them by in innocence and walk together to our Father's house as brothers and the holy sons of God. My holy vision sees all things pure. And in that verse out of Titus that this reminded me of, unto the pure are all things pure. Titus chapter 1, verse 15. The whole verse says, unto the pure are all things pure. But to those being defiled and unbelieving, nothing is pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. To the pure are all things pure. My holy vision, the eyes of Christ, the forgiven world is what sees everyone as innocent and sees the reality that's behind appearances. The world that God created in its beauty and its perfection, in its purity. My holy vision sees all things as pure. Our associated reading is, what is the body? The body is a fence the Son of God imagines he has built to separate parts of himself from other parts. It is within this fence he thinks he lives, to die as it decays and crumbles. For within this fence he thinks that he is safe from love. Identifying with his safety, he regards himself as what his safety is. How else could he be certain he remains within the body, keeping love outside? The body will not stay. Yet this he sees as double safety. For the Son of God's impermanence is proof his fences work, and do the task his mind assigns to them. For if his oneness still remained untouched, what could attack and who could be attacked? Who could be victor and who could be his prey? Who could be victim? Who the murderer? And if he did not die, what proof is there that God's eternal Son can be destroyed? And that's what we're starting to realize more and more, that we can't be destroyed because we're not the body. The body is a dream. Like other dreams, it sometimes seems to picture happiness, but can quite suddenly revert to fear, where every dream is born. For only love creates in truth, and truth can never fear. Made to be fearful must the body serve the purpose given it. But we can change the purpose which the body will obey by changing what we think that it is for. The body is the means by which God's Son returns to sanity. Though it was made to fence him into hell without escape, yet has the goal of heaven been exchanged for the pursuit of hell. The Son of God extends his hand to reach his brother and to help him walk along the road with him. Now is the body holy. Now it serves to heal the mind that it was made to kill. You will identify with what you think will make you safe. Whatever it may be, you will believe that it is one with you. Your safety lies in truth and not in lies. Love is your safety. Fear does not exist. Identify with love and you are safe. Identify with love and you are home. Identify with love and find yourself. Self-realization, by identifying with your identity, your reality. Love, you're a love being, created in the image of God. And you can't ever change that. And you can't ever change that. You can believe you can. You can imagine you build a fence that keeps love outside, that protects you from death. But you can't die. Okay, the body is a fence the Son of God imagines he has built to separate parts of himself from other parts. My holy vision sees all things as pure. Okay, let's go look in our text reading. The healing example. The wind blew my page a while ago, and I had to redo this because I'd almost finished the lesson. Then I realized I read the wrong page. The healing example in chapter 27, the body and the dream. Section 6, the healing example, starting in paragraph 44. The only way to heal is to be healed. The only way to heal is to be healed. Okay, what on earth is going on today? What's National Fried Rice Day? We'll talk a little bit about rice here in a minute. National Gibberish Day, National Pepperoni Pizza Day, National Punch Day, and National Rum Punch Day, National Rehabilitation Day, National School Backpack Awareness Day, National String Cheese Day. And I keep my backpack close to me. Of course, we're in school here on this planet, so I guess think of it from that standpoint. But I keep my Course in Miracle and the things I need for the day close to me in my pack. So, rice. I said I want to talk about rice. Orza sativa. I want to tell you about the Duborskian rice. We've spoken about rice before. And it's an upland variety of dry rice, 115 days. And it says on savvygardening.com that you can grow it in your garden. I'm not sure that it would be worthwhile, but I think it'd be worthwhile for us to know how and to learn and pass it on to our next generation so that and maybe you'll figure out a way to actually grow your own rice. I think that'd be a wonderful thing for a community to be engaged in instead of dependent on commercialized interests to provide your food. I'm all about trying to encourage people to be more self-empowered as individuals and as communities. Okay, it's 115 days. Most people says in the savvygardening.com, started indoors 6 weeks before your last frost, and then easy to grow. Keep it watered. It needs about an inch of water per week. And when you get it grown, pound off the husk. It'll have a husk on the shell. It's kind of hard to get off, more so than wheat. And then winnow it like you would wheat. But you've got to break that husk off there, and that's usually a mechanical process, but it probably could be done by hand, and it probably is done by hand, and we just don't know how. So we want to learn how, in other words. Might be fun to grow. What else I want to tell you about Orza sativa? That's probably enough. Let us go take a look now in our text reading. Let me get this put back here so the wind doesn't blow it when I get ready to sing my song at the end of our My Holy Vision Sees all things as pure. I try to put that in some kind of a little easy to remember tune. And that's why I sing these songs, just so that you got a little something to take with you through the day. I find it easy. It helps me. The healing example, paragraph 44 in chapter 27. The only way to heal is to be healed. The miracle extends without your help, but you are needed that it can begin. Accept the miracle of healing and it will go forth because of what it is. It is its nature to extend itself the instant it is born. It is born the instant it is offered and received. No one can ask another to be healed, but he can let himself be healed and thus offer the other what he has received. Who can bestow upon another what he does not have? And who can share what he denies himself? The Holy Spirit speaks to you. He does not speak to someone else. Yet by your listening, his voice extends because you have accepted what he says. 45. Health is the witness unto health. I guess that was a bug that hit my guitar. Health is the witness unto health. As long as it is unattested, it remains without conviction. Only when demonstrated has it been proved and must compel belief. No one is healed through the double message. No one is healed through double messages. If you wish only to be healed, you heal. Your single purpose makes this possible. But if you are afraid of healing, then it cannot come through you. That reminds me of what there in James where it says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. If you wish only to be healed, you heal. Your single purpose makes this possible. But if you are afraid of healing, then it cannot come through you. The only thing that is required for a healing is a lack of fear. The fearful are not healed and cannot heal. This does not mean the conflict must be gone forever from your mind, for if it were, there'd be no need for healing then. But it does mean, if only for an instant, you love without attack. It does mean that if only for an instant, you love without attack. An instant is sufficient. Miracles wait not on time. 46. The holy instant is the miracle's abiding place. From there each one is born into this world as witness to a state of mind which has transcended conflict and has reached a peace. Now that's what we want, to transcend conflict and reach to peace. We want that mind to be in us which was also in Christ Jesus. The holy instant is the miracle's abiding place. From there each one is born into this world as witness to a state of mind which has transcended conflict and has reached to peace. It carries comfort from the place of peace into the battleground and demonstrates that war has no effects. From all the hurt that war has sought to bring, the broken bodies and the shattered limbs, the screaming, dying, and the silent dead are gently lifted up and comforted. Even the silent dead, even those that are about to die, those that are afraid, they're all lifted up and comforted. Let's read that again. For all the hurt that war has brought to bring, the broken bodies and the shattered limbs, the screaming, dying, and the silent dead are gently lifted up and comforted. There is no sadness where a miracle has come to heal. There is no sadness where a miracle has come to heal. And nothing more than just one instant of your love without attack is necessary that all this occur. Just one instant of love with no attack. In that one instant are you healed, and in that single instant is all healing done. Talking about the holy instant again. 47. What stands apart from you when you accept the blessing that the holy instant brings? Be not afraid of blessing, for the one who blesses you loves all the world and leaves nothing within the world that could be feared. But if you shrink from blessing, will the world indeed seem fearful, for you have withheld its peace and comfort, leaving it to die. Would not a world so bitterly bereft be looked on as a condemnation by the one who could have saved it, but stepped back because he was afraid of being healed? The eyes of all the dying bring reproach, and suffering whispers, "What is there to fear?" Consider well its question. It is asked of you on your behalf. A dying world asks only that you rest an instant from attack upon yourself, that it be healed. 48. Come to the holy instant and be healed, for nothing that is there received is left behind on your returning to the world. And being blessed, you will bring blessing. Life is given you to give the dying world, and suffering eyes no longer will accuse, but shine in thanks to you whose blessing gave. And suffering eyes no longer will accuse, but shine in thanks to you who blessing gave. The holy instant's radiance will light your eyes and give them sight to see beyond all suffering and see Christ's face instead. Healing replaces suffering. Who looks on one cannot perceive the other, for they cannot both be there. And what you see the world will witness, and will witness too. 49. Thus is your healing everything the world requires that it may be healed. Wow, isn't that something? Our healing is everything the world requires that it may be healed. It needs one lesson which has perfectly been learned, and then when you forget it, will the world remind you gently of what you have taught. No reinforcement will its thanks withhold from you who let yourself be healed that it might live. It will call forth its witnesses to show the face of Christ to you, who brought the sight to them by which they witnessed it. The world of accusation is replaced by one in which all eyes look lovingly upon the friend who brought them their release, and happily your brother will perceive the many friends he thought were enemies. 50. Problems are not specific, but they take specific forms, and these specific shapes make up the world, and no one understands the nature of his problems. If he did, it would be there no more for him to see. And that's something. Our problems are not understandable. It is what he's saying. No one understands the nature of his problem. If he did, it would be there no more for him to see. And we're learning to reach past our problems to the understanding, so there won't be a problem. We're gonna find the mind of Christ that we can abide in. That's what our lesson's about today. My holy vision sees all things as pure instead of problematic. Problems are not specific, but they take specific forms, and these specific forms and these specific shapes make up the world. Problems are not specific, but they take specific forms, and these specific shapes make up the world. And no one understands the nature of his problem. If he did, it would be there no more for him to see. Its very nature is that it is not, and thus while he perceives it, he cannot perceive it as it is. But healing is apparent in specific instances and generalizes to include them all. This is because they really are the same despite their different forms. All learning aims at transfer, which becomes complete within two situations which are seen as one, for only common elements are there. Yet this can only be attained by one who does not see the differences you see. The total transfer of your learning is not made by you, but that it has been made in spite of all the differences you see convinces you that they could not be real. 51. Your healing will extend and will be brought to problems that you thought were not your own. And it will also be apparent that your many different problems will be solved as one of them has been escaped. It cannot be their differences which made this possible, for learning does not jump from situations to their opposites and bring the same results. All healing must proceed in lawful manner, in accord with laws which have been properly perceived, but never violated. That's what we want to learn. Learn these laws that need to be properly perceived and never violated. Fear you not the way that you perceive them? Fear you not the way you perceive them. You are wrong, but there is one within you who is right, the Holy Spirit. When you see a problem, pause and ask Him to show you the way to see it. 52. Leave then the transfer of your learning to the one who really understands its laws and who would guarantee that they will remain unviolated and unlimited. Leave then the transfer of your learning to the one who really understands its laws and who would guarantee that they remain unviolated and unlimited. Your part is merely to apply what he has taught you to yourself, and he will do the rest. And thus the power of your learning will be proved to you by all the many different witnesses it finds. Your brother first among them will be seen, but thousands stand behind him, and beyond each one there are 1,000 more. Each one may seem to have a problem which is different from the rest, yet they are solved together, and their common answer shows the question could not have been separate. And the last paragraph to finish this section, 53. Peace be to you to whom is healing offered. Peace be to you to whom healing is offered. Peace be to you to whom is healing offered. And you will learn that peace is given you when you accept the healing for yourself. And you will learn that peace is given you when you accept the healing for yourself. Its total value need not be appraised by you to let you understand that you have been benefited from it. What occurred within the instant which love entered in without attack will stay with you forever. What occurred within the instant which love entered in without attack will stay with you forever. We want to learn to quit attacking, don't we? So that love can have its way. What occurred within the instant which love entered in without attack will stay with you forever. Your healing will be one of its effects, as will your brother's. Everywhere you go will you behold its multiplied effects. Yet all the witnesses that you behold will be far less than all there really are. Yet all the witnesses that you behold will be far less than all there really are. Identity cannot be understood by merely counting up its separate parts. God thanks you for your healing, for he knows it is a gift of love unto his Son, and therefore is it given unto him. Okay, and let's go back and look once again at our lesson. Lesson 263, My holy vision sees all things as pure. Father, your mind created all that is. Your spirit entered into it. Your love gave life to it. And would I look upon what you created as if it could be made sinful? I would not perceive such dark and fearful images. A madman's dream is hardly fit to be my choice instead of all the loveliness with which you blessed creation, all its purity, its joy, and its eternal quiet home in you. My holy vision sees all things as pure. And while we still remain outside the gate of heaven, let us look on all we see through holy vision in the eyes of Christ. Let's be encouraged to do this. And while we still remain outside the gate of heaven, let us look on all we see through holy vision in the eyes of Christ. Let all appearance seem pure to us. Let all appearances seem pure to us, that we may pass them by in innocence and walk together to our Father's house as brothers and the holy sons of God. Remember, you have the key to heaven's gate. What's the key? The key to forgiveness. You have the key, and it'll actually open as you walk up to it when you're walking in forgiveness. My holy vision sees all things as pure. Do the best you can at doing your 2 longer extended practice periods, meditation, morning and evening. And throughout the day, find something to smile about every hour. Give thanks to God for it. And say, my holy vision sees all things as pure. 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 What is the body? The body is a fence. The Son of God, imagine visions he has built to separate parts of himself from other parts. The body is a dream, the body is the means by which God's Son returns to sanity. The Son of God extends his hand to reach his brother and to help him walk along the road with him. Now is the body holy now it serves to heal the mind. Love is your safety, fear does not exist. Identify with love and you are safe. Identify with love and you are home. Identify with love and find yourself. My holy vision sees all things as pure. 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 My holy vision sees all things as pure.